Hello and welcome to yet another cast. For you today I have a 3v3 played on the matchmaker and that's also the Mapgen. Looking at the size, we are on a 12.5k map since this is on a 20x20 base and quite zoomed in. And we have Team 1 up here in the north, Team 2 down here in the south. Let's introduce the players. On the northernmost slot for Team 1 in dark blue and going Cypern we have Xanduxon, opening first land. Then to the south of that, in normal blue and going UEF, we have Joker, opening first land as well. And to the east of that, in this purple, also going UEF and also opening first land, we have Balfron. Then for the southern team, in their southernmost slot, in red, also going Cypern and opening first land, we have Cal. Then to the north of that, in orange, yes, that color is called orange, we have Fulgum going Seraphim and opening first land. And to the east of that, in burgundy red, also going Seraphim and opening first land as well, we have IC. If I seem a bit more confused than usual, that is down to me currently having a bit more janky of setup than usual because, well, I've recently upgraded my graphics card and the new graphics card doesn't have the ports that I need for my second monitor, since that currently only has DVI and VGA, which the new graphics card, being actually new, doesn't have. So I'll be, I for example have to keep tabs on chat and stuff like that via my phone, which feels completely weird, and I don't know what's going on in the OBS window. Stuff that I'm usually used to be able to do. Also, if my mic sounds a bit off, NVIDIA Broadcast, which I usually use, also isn't currently up to date because I haven't figured out how to update it yet. I'll probably do it for the next recording batch, for the next stream. But yeah, if you can hear a bit more static in the background, that's probably the reason. But maybe you can just tell me in the comments if that is preferable to you. Anyway, we have a scout out from Xant. Let's just go with Xant for dark blue, because that will just get really hard for me otherwise for some reason. Already starting to find out what their enemy is up to. I do have multiple display ports on the new graphics card. Though I could also just use HDMI to DVI. Problem is, currently I don't have an adapter for that, so that will have to wait. Now, transport out from Joker, getting some engineers dropped off right here onto this plateau to grab the stuff. Haven't really talked about the map. We have big causeway in the middle, plateau right here in the middle that somewhat looks like a bunny, I guess. A few pawns, big pawn on the north. And a bunch of reclaim dotted around, as you usually have with the Mapgen. Now, transport also coming out from Cal. That is dropping onto the plateau as well, unsurprisingly. And the transport is a bit later, but it's probably gonna be fine. There is also already bomber out, I guess, to deal with the stuff up here. But the stuff has been scouted. Transport now coming in from Belfront as well, to get that stuff, but also to start producing up here. And that I see you just going to edge build a few factories right here. But I suspect that Team 1 will have a better situation on the side island right now. Also, I hope you can't hear that in the background because Pi and My dad are currently chatting in the background, so I hope it's not too audible. Once again, currently can't use immediate broadcasting since I've just upgraded the GPU. And yeah, does suck a bit, but it's gonna be fine for the next recording session, so for the casts of next week. Hopefully. Hopefully for then I will also have my second screen back online. Yeah, I'm a lot more distracted than usual and have and I'm paying a lot less attention to the game. We have a few gun upgrades going out. Gun upgrade going out for IC. Gun upgrade going out for Battlefront. Stealth going out for Xant. Fulgrim currently without upgrade, as well as Cal. And Joker currently also not upgraded. Where's stuff fighting? It's on the plateau, right here. Few Mantis fighting with a few Strikers. That, if that gets too close in, that will go in favor of the Striker having a higher HP pool. Though the Mantis does have more mobility, which can work out quite well. But that's just again or that's a typical case for just Cypern playstyle. Cypern relies more on mobility and just, well, positioning, stuff like that. Moving around your enemy. Reason why, for example, the Mantis is more has the high mobility as an assault bot. While the UEF is just tanky. The UEF just takes the hits and just keeps taking them. 1 second, please. Right, sorry about that. Pi just came in to throw a hoodie at me. For some reason. Yeah. I deal with that after this cast. God damn it. Gun upgrade finished for IC. Xant now also going for gun. And the units of Joker now on the plateau starting to overrun the position of Cal. That will be a bit more... yeah, that will do something. That will ideally cause a supremacy on that plateau. The expansion or the Ashbit factory right here that was built up by Cal now also under threat from a few strikers out from Battlefront. And we do have Navy out from IC here. Currently nothing of the sorts coming out from the Northern team, so that will be a major difference. We will see how that plays out. Well, maybe it's gonna make a difference, maybe not. I think I'll be recording this one today and doing the other recordings of the other casts for the week that this will be coming out in a future stream, probably on Monday, when this video will most likely come out. So yeah, I guess I'll be doing that. Ideally, I at least have the broadcasting set up properly, and if it goes really well, I might even have my second monitor back up, but, well, we'll see. Anyway, combat going on in the middle, or not really in the middle right here, but on the causeway between the units of Northern and Southern team. ACUs for both sides in there. Xant did take quite a bit of damage down into the yellow, but the spam out from the Southern team is going to be cleaned up pretty easily now by the upgrade by the ACU from Battlefront as well, who does have Nano on that ACU, giving that a lot of extra chunkiness in typical UEF fashion. Also T1 bombers now coming in, helping to defend, I guess, but NTs from IC on the ball taking those out. Now, Battlefront slowly pushing forward with that ACU. Fair enough with that nano upgrade that does have a lot of additional HP. Xand now also coming in to support, not just with some spam. And that is forcing Fulgrim back, who does not have any survivability upgrades. Neither does Icy, so both players of the Northern team that are currently active in this area do have survivability upgrades on their ACU in conjunction with their gun, while their opponents on the Southern team do not. We can expect to see a combat ejection right here due to that, and yes, Fulgrim is thrown into the red, below 1k and still taking fire from that ACU, or from those ACUs. There was no chance for them to get away from that, and thus they die in a violent Seraphim explosion. So the Southern team, Team 2, already down one player against losing Fulgrim. Possible to say a higher rated player, but no, that is actually their lowest rated player, so could have been a lot worse. Being up against two ACUs, Icy just pops into the water to get safe, not wishing to die as well. Fair enough. Apparently the situation on the plateau has switched quite a bit, and Cal was apparently able to break out. Very nice to see. Yeah, I think they will, or they might be able to force Joker to leave the plateau, though there is no T2 land production on that plateau already for Joker. Currently nothing nothing like that out from Cal. Let's see, they are currently fully at T1 air, and by looks of it also only T1 land. Yep. Never mind, they do have a T2 Seraphim HQ up at the front that they inherited from Fulgrim, I guess. There is T2 air out for Icy, and I don't think there's any T2 land out from them currently. Though if they could go T2 on Navy and get some nasty cruise harassment out. That could probably do a lot of damage in this area. Let's see how tech is looking there. There is T2 land already out for Battlefront. That is currently going T3. So we will probably see some Titans or Perseus out very soon. And T2 spam production has also already been started up at the front. And okay, yeah, I do have my mic properly enabled. Things I can't keep up when I don't have my OBS window on my second screen. There's also T2 out for Joker, but that isn't too surprising, as we already pointed out earlier that they do have this T2 factory up here. Or wait, no, those are all at T2, so yeah, fair enough. The ACUs are continuing to push in the ACUs of Battlefront and Xand. But there is T2PD out from Cal that is defending quite successfully. So those ACUs are forced back for now, and a big wave of T1 bombers also coming in. That make it harder for Battlefront to push, though with that nano that ACU will be able to rejoin that quite quickly. Let's see how air is looking for Xand. Currently only T1 by looks of it. There is T2 land, but I guess the only T2 air currently out is the T2 that Icy built. So we could maybe see some Wolfels, and yes, completely correct in that assumption, Wolfels are being built. We do now have quite a few parachutes out from Battlefront defending that ICU, or helping defend it, as well as a whole bunch of flak that will definitely be quite effective in taking out any T1 bombers that get into that area, since you have that big AoE blast from those flak shells when they burst, making it quite useful. Icy is now going nano, and we have T2 coming out from Joko for some use. Cal has moved their ACU right here into the water. The plateau actually pathable right here through a beach that can just be walked past right here and up here, or alternatively down there. And Joker also going for Riptides, maybe to abuse that. But the large presence of pillars out from Joker on the plateau will most likely herald the end of Kel's adventures in that general area. Though there isn't any flag in there, and there's a whole bunch of T1 bombers right here. But never mind, there is a small Riptide run by out from coming out from Joker that is currently grabbing a bit of less valuable stuff, so those bombers are just used to defend against that. Ufu is now also coming out. Sand going for Nano as well now, getting that extra regen and HP pool on that Cypher ACU. Cypher Nano quite powerful, somewhat making up for the fact that Cypher doesn't get T2 and gun, meaning that the Cypher Nano, or that the Cypher gun com or Rainbow com has to be quite good to make up for that potential disadvantage compared to the other factions. And that upgrade getting quite a bit of HP and also a incredible amount of regen. Though regen is basically the thing that's typical Cypern, so not too surprising there. Small run by down here with a bunch of spam out from Xant, taking out the energies that were responsible for these factories. Currently only a few submarines out to, I guess, to create a naval lock. No one in the Northern team having access to hover energies, since they are all either UAF or Cypern. The Southern team did have 2 Seraphims to start off with, now only 1 technically, so they can actually use that stuff. They can both just hover some engineers over submarines and use that. But Wolfu is now being utilized to take out that spam down here. And okay, there are NTs coming in to take that out. Right, and here we have the T1 bombers now just used to take out the pillars, though not before those did take out the old of these factories. Still a few engineers up here from Cal, but the pillars are already moving in to intercept those, and there they go. Would love some flag being built up by Joker to help deal with that, with those Zeusers, and okay, there is a Skyboxer. So yeah, that flag is actually, not that flag, those bombers are actually going down. The flag is taking those out now. Few just mantis up here, but those won't be too important. Nothing going on. Emma is being utilized to break through here, but nothing too much. Let's take a short look at economy. Team 1 currently at 215, Team 2 also at 215, so economy is basically even as it gets. Reclaim numbers also basically even. So both teams, well, if there wasn't the APM disadvantage for the Southern team, losing 1 player, which however can also be quite useful for them, as that way Cal has a more focused eco, meaning that they might be able to do more of that. But, well, we will have to see how Net will develop in later sessions of this game. How's air looking? For the Northern team currently also still only T1 air. But I see a T3 P-Gen has been built here, and yes, there is a T3 air HQ out for IC. Currently, with the fact that there is currently no T3 air out from the Northern team, we can potentially expect some early strat bomber shenanigans out. That will be super devastating. There are now Cougars coming out from Balfron, so T3 land is out, yes it is, and those are Perseus being utilized. Push getting in, but a lot of T2 PD thrown up by both Cal and IC, so that probably won't get too far. And here we have the first ASF. That's just tangling with a few inties. Also getting over some flag in the area that will just completely wipe those inties. did end up going down, but in the long term those inties won't really stand a chance against these ASF. Though currently the ASF numbers are still large enough to allow that to work out somewhat. Okay, how's that? That's looking. Currently not much going on. A large number of Vipers now out from Xand. Nice part about the Viper being that the missile does split in 3 when it gets shot down by TMD. Meaning that you technically have to shoot it down 4 times, though the split missiles will do a lot less damage than the main one. But those Viper missiles still very powerful. Or general Cypron tactical missiles, as that is something that goes for all tactical missiles of the Cypron, that they do split like that, making them a lot harder to shoot down. Got a lot of TMD being thrown up, and never mind, most Vipers are still alive, but they need some army to defend them, as they are vulnerable to be picked up by just an army that rushes them down. Shield currently blocking a lot of the damage. We'll have to see how that goes with breaking through. Run by of a rather, well, of a medium-sized force of Riptides. I was about to say rather large, but it's not that large. Cal going for gun. And that might work out if that ACU moves up again with all those Riptides around. And it might also just die to all these Riptides, since those do a shit ton of damage, and yeah, that ACU is just shedding health at a worrying rate. But Riptide's not being microed, and thus the ACU does get away. Range on the Riptide isn't that great, and we now see Othams out from Cal. How's T3 land looking for IC? Currently only T1 land out. Never mind, currently no land out. Though to be fair, they are focusing on air, so fair enough. T3 land out for Xand now as well. Joker, so everyone on the Northern team has T3 land, and T3 air has now also finished up for Joker. So they do have a rather late response to the T3 air out from IC. Who isn't going for an air crit, interestingly enough, so looks like Joker will be able to do something with that. That might allow the Northern team to get back into the air game. Sneaky T3 factory built up down here. And with the layout that will allow some land pressure from here, behind the firebase. However, those PDs should have the range to just keep this area still protected somewhat. But that can still be a very, very bad surprise. A very, very unfortunate case of surprise butt sacks, something like that. Stealth now going up for Cal as well, so I guess they intend to use that commander more aggressively now. Xand apparently also now moving that ACU back a bit. Never mind, but Battlefront shows others. Bunch of T1 bombers coming in, but there is quite a flag already up, so those will just die, not achieving anything, and thus not really worth pointing out. T3 power now going up for Cal as well. They of course do have T3 land. We did see the of them a bit earlier. And there are a few strats now building up for IC. Let's see, are there any ASF out from Joker? I don't think there are. They are currently still working on their T3 P-Gen, so they can't really afford to produce T3 Air. What they did, however, do is queue up an air grid. In the long term, that will definitely be an advantage compared to the enemy that did not go for an air grid. Even those 2 additional factories will make a massive difference. And yes, it will probably be enough to get back into the air game. But not much happening, so let's maybe speed it up a bit. +5. Nano did go up for Cal, allowing that AC to be a bit more effective when going aggressive. Though facing off against Bricks Impossibles with that is still very, very dangerous. Just want to point that out. We also appear to have some T2 RT installations to just, I guess, deal with the flapjacks. And a small counterfire base now coming out from Balfron, who did put up a clink hammer. And is getting a few shields now to keep that protected, since T2 RT good at weathering or taking out these T2 shields that on firebases. Just providing that continuous fire, that continuous damage, since they do have quite a decent fire rate. And honestly quite low arcing shells, so... well, you could almost call that direct fire, but whatever. Now, checking out from Cal, and let's slow it down a bit, because that is going to be a bit more interesting now. There is some Cyprian shells sitting, so I suspect that we might be seeing some trebuchets. That's a Cougar, those are missiles, those are flapjacks, also missiles. But there was Cyprian out here hitting. And I don't think there's a gun throw. So either died or there are some trebuchets. Yes, there are 2 trebuchets right here. Found them. Never mind, 3, I can't count. Trebuchet is also pretty good at breaking fire bases, and hard to defend against because you definitely do need shields. Tactical missile defense doesn't help against, well, artillery shells. Apparently the solution to just a large amount of shit that Cal now is going for is mass Celan, or Celan? Celans, whatever. As the combat scout of the Seraphim, combining both the abilities of a lab and a scout, making it a worse lab but a better scout having a better fire rate. Though I think it's also cheaper than most labs, so that does balance out. And it's definitely better than the guns that you have on the armed scouts for the other factions. Strat now from IC being used aggressively to, well, not really aggressively, used defensively to take that stuff out, combined with a whole bunch of T1 bombers. But we have those, that clink hammer and those trebuchets still continuing to lob shells into this firebase. Good thing that Seraphim shields have some incredible high HP pool, even on T2. 13k HP, compared to the 9000 on the Cyprian shields. Checking is now down here, and there are some Percies just screening that, or following that, to take it out, if those were microed properly. However, I just saw that there is a Monkey Lord in response out from Xant. And there is currently no defensive chicken up here. There is another one being built up. That is halfway done. But let's see how effective that is. And that chicken just moving up. I guess going after Joker's stuff. The SE of Joker fully submerged, so at least not hittable by the chicken. But that chicken can just march up here and be deadly. be very deadly. Let's just follow that for now. And the game is still surprisingly even, considering the fact how early there was that ejection of Fulgum. The monkey apparently going for similar strategy, going in like that. Never mind, in like that. But chicken made landfall. Percy is still in pursuit, dealing quite a bit of damage, and a whole bunch of TMM bombers are also being utilized to defend. Some quick Ravagers being built up. Well, one quick Ravager and a few Trials, I guess. And the chicken does end up going down. I guess just the Percy Fire and TMM bombers. Without achieving anything of note, so wasn't really worth it. Now, let's see how it goes for that monkey in contrast. Well, the chicken right here did finish. It could just move in and kill the monkey. Well, don't not move in that close, because the monkey usually wants to use its higher range. And not the monkey, the chicken. And yeah, the monkey is losing a lot of HP. It is the cheapest experimental, but downside to that also being it does have the lowest HP pool of all experimentals. And it does end up going down without the Yafafa even taking any significant amount of damage. And due to veterancy actually having more HP at the end of that engagement than when it started. Now, there is a brick right down here that I guess was just there to be a nuisance and maybe prevent any naval attempts. But there was a airdrop of few NGs out from Icy, and Seraphim NGs being hover, not being able to hit by, not hittable by the brick torpedoes, meaning that they can just throw up those torp launchers without the brick being able to do anything. And apparently restart of the naval project intended. Airfight brewing between IC and Joker. I suspect that IC wants to go for a big air wipe before going for maybe some major airplane. Or something like that, or just really for an air wipe, because air wipes are always quite useful. And they did actually build a bit of an aircraft now, so fair enough. But there's also now some small T3 air production out from Xant. And T3 air going out for Balfron. So soon all three players on the Northern team going for T3 air. And we see a Novax out from Joker, or coming out from Joker. What a Joker. Though in counter of technology there is a nuke launcher out from Cal. Has that nuke launcher been scouted? No. They don't know that there's a nuke launcher. Has the Novax been scouted? Yes, they know that that is a Novax. And something else to point out, there's no SMD in this entire area. And once again, there's a nuke launcher. That is not looking too great. But from pointing out that Navy is about to come, and well, Naval Factory was built up. There is now also some A going up here from this, I guess, to prevent any proper use of air to take that out. And the air factory, the Naval Factory is going straight for T2. So I suspect we might be seeing some cruisers. The thing I pointed out a bit earlier that could happen. Xan did build a Naval Factory, a T1 Naval Factory. Problem with that currently being that there is this one submarine that is just attacking that. But they are just now using this T3 NG to support the factory to keep it alive, or to repair that factory. Well, never mind, they now just use it to support it to get that submarine out. which isn't actually taking any of that damage, meaning that it will get out at full HP and will probably take out the Seraphim submarine right here, submarine out from Icy. Though plan B currently seems to be just getting a submarine, a torpedo launcher right here. Not a submarine launcher. A submarine launcher would be quite a weird thing to build. And it does seem to have range, so that will probably just take out the submarine, yes. That submarine will just die now. And the Naval factory does survive, but there's a shit ton of T1 bombers coming out. So I guess it's not that long for this world. And big, scary Strat Bomber Cloud that could probably take out a few ACUs. Well, that ACU is shielded, this one isn't, but it has nano, so maybe it's gonna survive longer. First Novax out for Joker. Offset nuke is almost loaded. The T1 bombers apparently did just get mopped up before they could do any damage, so they were noticed only quick enough. And just submarines now coming out from sand on that naval factory. Zergo's airdropped into the water, T2 Navy now out, and yeah, there are cruisers and destroyers both being built. Nuke has finished, and there flies. SMD now also started up here. And let's see, where's it going? Right for the main base of Joker. And there's no SMD. That's gonna be painful. SMD immediately started for Belfron. No SMD yet, as of yet queued up by Xant. But the nuke flies in, goes down, and there it goes, taking out all the earthly possessions of Joker. At least all of the possessions in that main base. Including that beautiful Novax that didn't actually manage to move over the map to get any use of. Don't know where it died though. Okay, was mistaken, it did actually manage to get up here. Massive strat force now just killing off random stuff. I guess just wanting to use all those strat bombers for something. So taking some fire from that one Cougar, but it's one Cougar. That's not gonna make too much of a difference. Cruiser now built up, and that did take out Max. Around 600 mass killed. That will only increase, so fair enough. I'd love some T2 Naval production started up here to try and get something to counter that. Or more importantly, to start off some TMD. Something that I only recently noticed, I think that was in the last cast, or while watching last cast again to get some screenshots for the thumbnail of that video. Apparently, Cyclone cruisers now have a redirect on instead of normal TMD, though their range has been greatly decreased. And with the fact that redirects just also mean that the missile can be shot down by the TMD of the launcher, if it has something, I would actually say that that's probably a big nerf to the Cyclone cruiser. Because I think the most important part of that TMD is to defend against UEF and Seraphim cruisers. And with those still having normal TMD, they would just be able to shoot down their own missiles. Especially because you have that normal reload rate on that on that thingy. You used to have a reload rate on the redirect on the Cyclone cruisers now. If I noticed that correctly, so that shortened due to that shortened range, that's probably just a massive nerf. Now Advanced Nano going up for Icy. That is taking a lot of time because that's a very expensive upgrade, and I guess they just don't want the ACU to be sniped. Also, I didn't know where I was going with that upgrade, with that Cyclone Cruiser thingy, because I don't think we'll be seeing any Cyclone Cruisers in this game, to be honest. looking at how things are currently going. So not like it would matter, at least not in this game. Second nuke does come out, let's see where that is going. Ooh, that's juicy. Right into the main force of the northern team, into that army. And we do have a chicken and 2 monkeys right here, combined with, well, that's not of the lands, but also quite a few Orphans. So with most of that army just dying right here, they can just push in and walk through, because there's no longer anything to counter that. That's gonna be really painful. Yeah, that's 200k musket on that nuke launcher now. That definitely paid for itself. But big game ending push now going out. And just doing stuff. Doing very bad stuff. Taking out the remnants of the force of Xand. Yeah, there isn't really much to counter this. So let's just watch the inevitable happen with the final push. Did look a bit bad in the earlier game for Team 2 in the south, since they were pushed back quite a bit. But I guess Team 1 just really not able to capitalize on that, or the more centralized eco in the hands of Cal was just able to use that quite effectively, making up for that. And with that, we see what happened. 2 monkeys and a chicken. Big wave of strats now coming in. I guess it is going after the AC of Belfron, who is currently building a Duke, though I don't think a Duke will be able to finish in time. All strats do actually get shut down because that's out of Cougars. But Cougars have that one bad downside. They don't have the counter pressure to shoot at ground targets. So yeah, that won't do anything against that. Ravagers are being thrown up, but honestly, I expect that these lands will probably also just tank quite a bit of fire. But never mind, those Ravagers are actually prioritizing the chicken. Though that chicken is just super tanky at 93k HP maximum now, and 120 regen due to 4 stars of veterancy. Well, 5 ranks of veterancy, so we're now looking at over 100,000 maximum health. Because that's just how veterancy works. Issue of Joker does go down. One of the chickens does go down because a Maglev has just been finished by Xand. But the northern team now just recalls, because one Maglev won't save against all of this stuff, because, well, okay, the chicken is almost dead, so they could probably get back from that, but problem being, losing all of this stuff is really painful, and while that push was going on, just another force was building up down here. Okay, those are just normal Zakus. Right, okay, those are just normal base Zakus for the Seraphim stuff. Out from IC, but those could still make massive difference. And hope you enjoyed. This was casted live, as I already pointed out at the start, due to me just pointing out that the stuff will be a bit different today, because janky setup and all that currently. Probably gonna be changing, well, some stuff might be changing for the next one. Maybe audio quality will improve again a bit, because I'll probably update NVIDIA Broadcasting to work with the new graphics card. But yeah, I'll record the other ones on another day. Anyways, yeah, hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video. This cast was, well, in retrospect, it wasn't as interesting as some of the other games I cast. hopefully still both watching. Yeah, right. Subscribe if you want to see more casts like these, because I do record quite a few of casts, and there will be quite a few more coming out. And it also gives me a lot more motivation to keep working, because I know that people are actually interested in watching my content. But yeah, link to the stream will be in the description as always. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you again in the future cast. And till then, bye.